Morning, Wall Street winners. It is Tuesday, November the 5th, and it is the US election day. Today is going to be an interesting day. It'll be interesting for a number of reasons. First, we don't know whether we're actually going to know who wins the US election. Pretty much guaranteed it's going to be contested, and it's unknown as to how long it's going to take to resolve that and come to an actual conclusion. So, it's an interesting day. The international markets are up heading into the day, and it looks like all eyes from around the world are on this U.S. election. Um, so we'll see what happens and what the outcome is going to be. Some interesting news, though, aside from the election, we've heard from Boeing, and Boeing appears to have settled a strike with its workers. So it looks like Boeing is going to be back to work and manufacturing planes and all of the other things that they manufacture. And at the same time, we got results from Palantir, and Palantir results blew it away, and the stock is soaring this morning. So that's where we are with a couple of market updates. If we take a look at the futures, we're about 50 minutes, less than an hour to the start of trading, and all three US indices are in the green. So it looks like we're going to recover a little bit off of yesterday's fall, being in the red yesterday across the board, with the exception of a few semiconductor companies. And so let's take a look at what's going on in the Yahoo Finance app today. I am being extremely cautious today, and I have been over the last couple of days, trying to maintain a bit of a cash position in the event of a pullback of any kind, with uncertainty and the volatility that's expected as an outcome of the electoral decision. But you can see that Costco had a great day, up $9. We can also see that it's up about $2 in the pre-market. As expected yesterday, coming off of a fabulous day the day before, Lululemon dropped, and it looks like it's down slightly, but it could go up again today, right around the even mark. You've got Home Depot down below 400, recovered a little bit yesterday, but in the low 390s. I think Home Depot, going into earnings, which come out a week from today, looks to be a pretty good buy, in my opinion there. Everything else kind of hovering. You've got transport, which we're pretty much ignoring, although CNR is down in a buy zone for me right now. So Canadian National Railroad down in the 150s, or even if we can get it in the 149, 148 range, I think it's a bit of a bargain right now. Obviously, right at its, or right near its 52-week low. So it has a lot of room to move upwards. The price earnings it's on the higher side, 17, but it's not out of line with some of its competitors in that space. It does have a one-year target of 180. That's just a forecast, so it's relatively meaningless. The next set of earnings come out towards the end of January, and it does pay a 2.25% dividend. So this is one that if you're looking to buy something and you believe that the economy is still strong and is going to remain strong into the first quarter of next year, which I do believe, then I think CNR could be an attractive purchase. I think you could see that get up to the 165, 170 range by, I'm going to say, February, March of next year. If we take a look at oil, oil has had an incredible last few days. Crude is up again today, 45 cents. It's at 70, almost $72 a barrel. This is off of a low of 65, 66 a barrel in the last, I'm thinking 5 days. So yeah, you saw this drop down in the last 5 days. If we look at the 1 month, it dropped down even further. So it's started to come back. A lot of uncertainty around oil with the election, and I think a Trump win will propel oil stocks higher. A Harris win could keep them in the range that they're at right now, but oil production is up significantly in the continental US. And we heard from the likes of Chevron and Exxon earlier last week, or later last week, and those results were quite positive. So there is a lot of promise in these, and they are trading at relatively low levels. I mean, if you look at their 52-week range of Valero, it's down near its 52-week low. If you take a look at Exxon and where it is, it's closer to its 52-week high. And then if you look at Chevron or some of the others, obviously different depending on where they are in their 52-week range. SLB is one example. If we look at that, it's near its low. So you probably want to look at a strong company, potentially with a strong dividend like SLB, that's near its 52-week low and has the ability to move upwards and is producing good results. So look at the last quarterly reports for the last couple of quarters. Then we get down into tech, and tech looks like it's set, at least in the semiconductor space, for a strong day. We've got some rebound in some of the cybersecurity stocks. So CrowdStrike, you've got Cloudflare. Cloudflare announces in 2 days, so that'll be an interesting one. I think you're going to see that get up into the mid 90s, maybe up even into $100 range if it comes out with strong earnings. Palo Alto, another one hovering in the 360s. It's going to provide earnings on the 20th, so it's a couple of weeks out. Micron above 100, making a bit of a rebound. Again, this should get up to the $115, $120 range before the end of this year. So you've got a 15 to 20% upside, in my opinion, on Micron. And if you had have listened to the advice provided last week and got in, well, this stock was in the 90s, then you'd be up a few percent already. You've got Apple, which is pulling back, so I'd be staying out of that. Palantir, as you can see, had great earnings today. They're up 17% in the pre-market. That stock has been on a roller coaster ride. If you take a look at the 6-month chart here, this thing has made 77.5% in the last 6 months. That's a pretty good ride, and that's after the announcement that it was going to be included in the S&P 500 about 3 or 4 months ago. Continuing down, you've got Microsoft, which sold off yesterday into the 408 range. I think that's a strong buy. It should get up into the 430 to 450 range by early 2025. You've got ARM with results tomorrow. So we've got ARM tomorrow announcing. It's down in the 130s. It's got a lot of room to go higher. This stock is one, if we look at the last month, it's been as high as $75, $76. Sorry, I'm in the wrong stock here. If we look at this in the last month, we have seen that this has been up into the 162 range. So this could easily get back or above that on good earnings tomorrow. So a lot going on with ARM. The price to earnings ratio is just way out of proportion, though, in my mind. And we've got to hear something on the earnings front with this stock. So it'll be a very interesting one to watch tomorrow, but definitely very volatile if that's what you're looking for in your trading scenarios and setups. Scrolling down further, some of the other semis that are making a bit of a comeback today but are well off their highs. Lam Research is one. I do expect that stock is going to get back up to $90 by the end of this year, this calendar year. They don't announce again until the end of January, but if NVIDIA and some of the others start to catch a bit of an uplift, it should lift the other semis like Lam Research up with it. Meta had an off day yesterday. It's looking like it's going to potentially recover on that. The Chinese stocks have done well in the overnight session. So BABA is up $2.11 in the pre-market. That's going to take it to over $100. We're 10 days out from earnings on BABA and do expect some positive things and more announcements around Chinese stimulus packages coming from the Chinese government. And if that happens, then it should bode well for Chinese technology stocks. And then TSM down in the 190, low 191s. I think that's a strong buy. It was off yesterday. That should be a $200, $210 stock, and looks like it's going to recover a couple of dollars in the pre-market. Then we get down into finance, and finance is a bit of a mixed bag today. You can see one of our faves was off yesterday, SoFi, but is coming back today. You've got JP Morgan off yesterday, but making a bit of a recovery in the morning session. session, and Goldman and Morgan Stanley both off yesterday as well, and making a move back upwards in the morning session. So that's where we are today. Everything's kind of hinging on the US election results, so we'll be watching those throughout the day and evening and into tomorrow. And I want to wish you the best with your trades. If you are liking what you're hearing on this channel, please hit the like and subscribe button and leave me a comment. Have a great